Hey, this is Lightseeker here. I just want to talk about the balancing of self and nature when it comes to practicing, regardless of any tradition, any faith and spirituality that's considered pagan or an African traditional religion. Um, Primarily, I have been working in the beginning was Wicca, and I pulled away from that because the principles are not necessarily reality of how the universe works and goes against my beliefs. I am a Centauro primarily, but I also work with Hecate. And what I've come to understand that's been brought to my attention with my god brother Christopher Michael Sarno is the fact that within every tradition, um, there comes to be the fact that the Hermetic laws and the Hermetic truths are placed within them. This can be considered the law of mentalism, the law of causation, the law of vibration, etc. The other thing is that we as people in these traditions sometimes don't look into working within ourselves, seeing how we react to the seasons. So even though Wicca does have Sabbats, and it has nothing to do with Santeia, but I do work in conjunction with Hecate, I've been feeling that I need to start understanding how I feel when it comes to the seasons, to note things down, to do rituals on the Sabbats and everything. This gets into another point now, which is about the evolution of the altar, which is I thought my altar was basically complete. I had gotten an obsidian sphere. After communing with Hecate, it seems now I have to have a second athame, which is going to be on its way today. And I need to make sure that I can reconsecrate my cauldron and also have a goblet for Hecate, and my altar will be complete. Now, usually it's very difficult for spirit itself to communicate with you, whether that's a deity or just the spirits in general. Um, but when you do hear their call and you heed to their calls, they will give you great knowledge and wisdom. I would also say, too, that meditation is key. And doing so will be able to raise your sixth senses and everything else, your intuition, give you more mental fortitude, right? And many other things. For me, I like taking a practice of scrying and remote viewing. That helps me a lot. I do work on the Boveda, which is usually people state it to be 7 or 9 glasses. Mine is basically in the 7 glass range right now. Um, but that's what I want to talk about, being in balance, being in harmony with nature, being in balance with self. Next subject is going to be about not overextending yourself with lots of energy and overdoing it. Now, I can understand if you're doing works for somebody spiritually, you have to light candle after candle, day after day. That is fine. But when it becomes things for the self that you start wasting so many resources, I feel you have to take a step back and light a candle here and there, wait a week or two or a month, and then go back to it, right? Because I was the kind of person that was lighting candles every single day for spiritual work, for spell work. And it was giving me a lot of stress, a lot of anxiety, a lot of chaotic energy. My godbrother noticed this, and he told me to the point that I need to lessen how much the frequency is how I do the spell work and let things manifest instead of letting things clash, because I'm doing it every single day lighting candles. So there's always many things you can always tweak, harness, and evolve in your path, right? I'm not telling anyone to do any specific thing of a tradition, but that this transcends a lot of things. So I would study the Hermetic laws. Also, I feel very comfortable when it comes to the darkness, when it comes to the light within the darkness, which is Hecate. But as a child of Battle, I'm supposed to strive to be in the light. So I may be working in the future with Thoth. I'm not entirely sure yet. But I'm going to take my time. I'm going to do the meditations. I may do a guided meditation to speak to Thoth and see what comes up. That's what I wanted to speak about today. Hope everybody has a blessed day. Take care.